Hello YouTube, I'm here to showcase another one of my projects. This actually was probably my first project using the Arduino, and it's really old and kind of broken, and I didn't really take the time to fix it, so it's not entirely working here. But what this basically is a custom glove set, and this is similar to the LED gloves people have at clubs or raves. This is pretty much one I made myself, and it is run using an Arduino. This is the Duemilanov or whatever, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, and right now I'm powering it from a USB cable, but when I actually was using these, there's a VIN and ground pin here, and I basically had a 9-volt battery connected to it. So first I want to tell you a little bit about the technical aspects of my project. Essentially, what I'm doing is powering 5 LEDs, and these are RGB LEDs, so they have a red, green, blue, and then a common wire, so that's 4 per each. And I essentially just have some connectors here to the pins on the Arduino, connected to ribbon cable, and then connected to each one of the LEDs. Something that's mentioned is that each one of the LEDs actually uses the same red, green, and blue pins, and they're actually just multiplexed really fast. So only one of these LEDs is on at a time, and then there are 10 LEDs, 1 per finger, 2 hands. So you can see this pattern I have here does a strobe, but even in that strobe, the red, green, and blue, if I go really fast you can see the individual dots. So even when it is on there, it's actually broken up and multiplexed into smaller dots. So it goes pretty fast, and I wrote code. I basically wrote the PWM code, the pulse width modulation code, myself in software. The Arduino has hardware PWM, but didn't have enough pins available for me. This model of Arduino did not have enough pins for PWM for my project, so I kind of wrote my own code here. Another thing about my project is it has a button right here. It's hidden, and you can activate it with your thumb when you're wearing the gloves. And what that button does is actually change the modes. And there are about, I think I had around 20 modes programmed in this thing when I was working. However, the button does not work. You can see right here, there's a broken wire, and I haven't taken the time to fix that. I was actually able to change the modes earlier by holding down the button and then connecting those wires manually with my other hand. But I can't really do that and hold the camera. But this is a pretty interesting mode anyway. You can see there's like a yellow here. So the LEDs are capable of making pretty much any color, not just red, green, and blue. You can do combinations. You can see some LEDs are out. Oh, I can mess with it and it'll go back on for a bit. But in general, the connection here seems pretty bad. And that leads me to another thing I want to talk about, is problems with this design. Probably the biggest problem was the wiring. I used this ribbon cable, which I salvaged out of some sort of I think it was an old computer, I don't know what type, and just kind of spliced it. I had to split the connections here for the RGB wires, so I just kind of spliced those up and then put some shrink wrapping around them. And it worked really nicely for a while, but this wiring is very flimsy. So in the future, if I was going to redo this project, I would try to find better wiring. Although I'm not really sure what wiring would be best. I'd probably have to Google that. Oh yeah, you can see this glove on the left is inside out, and I use these to I sewed these in to keep the wires in place so they don't move around in your hand when you wear it. And yeah, that's pretty much my first glove set. So if anyone wants to learn more, if they have any details on how, or have any questions on how to make these, if they want to try and make themselves a pair, I can help you out. But that's it. I hope you enjoy.